how's it going everyone? Welcome to your second tutorial on how to draw manga. And in this tutorial we're going to cover on how to draw faces. And in faces you have three basic views. You have the front view, the side view, and then you have the 3D view. And go ahead and say your 3D view is going to be your most common, often used. And in these tutorials I'm going to be using engineering paper instead of sketch paper. And the reason for that was because engineering paper has a graph paper on the back, and when you're looking at the front side, you can see a transparent graph paper on it, and that really helps for these beginning tutorials. And I'm gonna go ahead and start by drawing the front side view. Alright, let's go ahead and start, and we're gonna start by drawing a circle. And a little hint or tip for drawing a circle: start by drawing out a square first. And let's go ahead and finish this side. And then once you're done with the square, go ahead and draw a cross in the center, or a plus sign. And then from where these lines make contact, where they make contact, go ahead and start drawing a circle by drawing quarter circles. Alright, doesn't have to be a perfect circle, but because eventually in the end we are going to erase it, because these are just general guidelines. And then let's see, from the circle, let's go ahead and draw sort of the chin. And let's see, we could go a little bit more lower. A little bit. Alright. And my general face ratio for sort of the chin to the diameter of the head, let's go ahead and call the diameter of the head right here D, and sort of we'll call this the head height. Go ahead and we'll just call it H for short. Typically for my drawings, the head height is about equivalent to let's look at this, about 1 1/3 of the diameter, so one third of the diameter head. And then the head width, the HW, is equivalent to the diameter head, so W equals D. And then go ahead and extend this line all the way down to the bottom as you're splitting the head from left and right. And then go ahead in the center of the head, horizontally, go ahead and draw another line. Alright, about right there. And then where the center line is, that's where you'll start with your eyes. Typically for humans, the eyes is directly in the center of the head from the top to the bottom. And for the purposes of my video, I'm considering the bottom of the head to the chin, and the top, just the top of the head. And from the eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and do another tutorials for eye style and eyes expressions, and that's gonna be covered in another video. So for now, we're just gonna be doing some basic eyes. And for my eye ratio, if you were to split the head width into 5 sections, let me go ahead and do that. Let's see, about right there. Looks about right. And these two middle ones right here, that's typically where your eyes will be, and they'll be separated one eye width from each other and one eye width from the sides of the head. So let's go ahead and draw some basic eyes. And some pupils. And it looks about symmetrical. Alright, and then let's go ahead and begin with the nose. And the nose typically ends around where the circle is, so we'll go ahead and draw a little bit of the nose right here, and it will end around where the circle is usually. And then for the mouth, The mouth is typically halfway between the nose and the bottom of your face, or the bottom of your head. So the mouth will approximately be around here. And now that I look at it, the eyes do look a little big, so, but I'll ignore for this tutorial. And then the next part is ears, but before that, we're gonna go ahead and curve in the circle a little bit, and this is gonna depending on the depth of this, that's going to define your character's cheekbone. And then we'll go ahead and do the same for this side. And then now we'll start with the ears, and the ears are the tops of the ear normally end around where the center of the line is. So we're going to go ahead and draw a little bit of the little ear here, and we're going to have it go down a little bit. Go ahead and fix the face a little bit too, and then right here the same thing. Alright, and then now that we're done with that, let's go ahead and begin with the hair. And the hair, the same thing with the eyes. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to draw hair and different hairstyles. I believe the hairs and the eye really bring out a character's personality. But for this video, I'm just going to be doing some basic hairstyle. And then for the hair, starting with the hair, go ahead and draw your sort of the hairline, and leave some room for the forehead, but then go ahead and start with the hairline. And I'm just drawing it for general guidelines, and then from here you can go ahead and begin adding more hair, or adding hair to it. So go ahead and add some basic hair. And this is one of the cool things about manga style. None of it really has to be realistic. You can make the hair as crazy as you want, but again, for this video, we're just gonna keep it simple. Alright. And again, as you can see, I'm trying to keep it within the guidelines, not have the hair retreat beyond that. Alright, and another thing I forgot to mention was the chin width. The greater the chin width, the more masculine the character is. And then the same thing goes with the neck. The more the thicker the neck, the more masculine the character seems. And so typically for female characters, you'll notice the neck is significantly thinner, or yes, I guess thinner will work, and so the chin width would be smaller too. And then let's not forget to draw some hair, the back hair a little bit. It's gonna have a little bit of long hair, and draw a little bit of the shoulders. And that's gonna do it for the general face structure for a front view. Let me go ahead and erase some of these guidelines. And eventually, once you become experienced enough, you don't even gonna need the guidelines. You could just spot it and say, oh yeah, that's gonna be approximately where the eyes are, approximately where the nose gonna be. So you don't always need to draw the guidelines. Normally for me, the most I normally do is just to circle the chin and sort of the crosshair for the middles, and that's the only guidelines I draw. All the rest I can normally spot. Alright, and something I forgot to mention, eyebrows. And for the eyebrows, what I normally do is I just draw a line, like just a thin line for the eyebrows. Alright, that looks alright. It's an alright character. And alright, it's not bad. And that's gonna do it for front view style. And then in the next portion of this video, we're going to go ahead and move on to side faces. Alright, and for side faces, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and start with a circle. So let's go ahead and draw our box. And typically I normally draw boxes for a circle when I'm doing these close-up faces. Normally if it's small enough I can just make a decent approximate circle like that. But for these larger faces I normally like to do a box. Alright, there we go, pretty decent circle. And for these bottom part, it's not really important to have these as curved as these, because normally we just draw the bottom of the face over it. And then again, let's go ahead and start with our head ratios, about 1 1/3. And this time the chin is going to be more towards this side instead of this side, because we're doing a side view. And just for reference, he's going to be looking in this direction. And I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Side view faces are not my strongest. Out of the three, they are probably my weakest. So this part of the tutorial, I'm not going to be as helpful as I would be in the other portions of it, but I'm going to go ahead and try my best. That's not bad. And then from the bottom of the chin to the top, get the middle, the approximate middle for the eyes. And then for this portion, the eyes are going to be a little bit more compact. They're not going to be as wide as they would be in a front or 3D view. So let's go ahead and erase this circle. We don't need that anymore. That quarter circle. Go ahead and erase this part too. Alright, we draw a line. And the eyes are generally more compressed, so let's go ahead and draw a little bit smaller. And if your character is looking frontward, the pupil is going to be more towards the forward. Towards the front of the face. So let's go ahead and draw that in too. Alright, and then let's go ahead and give him a nose. So the nose is going to be about where this circle ends, about approximately. So let's go ahead and give him a nose. There we go. And then let's go ahead and draw a little curve right there again, just to give the nose a little bit more give a little bit more, be more defined. And then in manga, you typically don't need this, but then if you're going for a mature style, go ahead and draw a little bump here on above the eyes, and that's gonna be for the eyebrow. All right, and then let's go ahead and move this down and go ahead and draw the lips. And again, normally in manga, you really don't need it, but you can just draw a line there. That's perfectly fine. For my style, I draw a little bit more mature style. I normally define the lips a little bit more. Alright. And the lips again, or the mouth is about halfway between the nose and the chin, approximately. I'm going to go ahead and draw the nose a little bit lower. Alright, and then now we're done with that, let's go ahead and add some ears. And again, the top of the ear begins around where the center line is, so about right there. And well, let's go ahead and move it a little back, and also fix that the chin or the bottom of the face right here. Normally that's where the ear is going to cover. Alright, and then let's go ahead and begin with the hairlines again. And for the side view, normally the hair is going to be about right there, and it's going to move it up here, all the way up there. Alright, and then let's go ahead and just get again some basic hairstyle for this character. Not too crazy, not yet at least. Alright, and that's going to do it for the side view. And let's go ahead and get rid of some of these guidelines. Make it a little cleaner. Alright. I might end up just fast forwarding to this part just to make this video a little shorter. Alright, and if you like, you can add details for the ears, like, well, you kind of know how they look like. But normally in my drawing, I sort of ignore this. I probably shouldn't, but I kind of do. Just draw a little detail into the ear. And eyebrow right there. Alright, and that's going to do it for a side view. And the next thing we're moving on to is 3D view, so stay tuned. Alright, now let's begin our three-dimensional view. And from what I said from the start of the video, three-dimensional view is going to be probably the most common unused view for the faces. And again, let's start with our circle. Go ahead and do our cross. And in the three-dimensional view, that's when sort of the crosshair, where you draw to separate the left and the half and the top and the bottom, that's when it really becomes important, and you're gonna see in a bit why. All right, let's go ahead and start with our chin, and he's gonna be looking in this direction. And then let's go ahead. Well, let's go ahead and move a little bit closer towards the middle. And then if you're doing a three-dimensional view, the chin is more defined on this side because it's going to be tilted a little bit. So it's going to be a little mix of the front side and the side view. So then let's go ahead and add, or well, we're not going to add that yet. Then let's go ahead and do our crosshair. And this time, instead of going straight through the middle, we're going to be curving it a little bit because again, we're trying to separate the left and right halves. So then that's going to be our sort of the separating from right and left halves. And I'm going to go ahead and erase some of these guidelines because we really don't need these in the three-dimensional view. Alright. And then let's go ahead and start with this side too. And well, for this tutorial, I will change a little bit. He's going to be looking more upwards and to the side. So for this part, it's going to also be a little bit more curved. Alright, and then let's go ahead and start with our eyes. And through dimensional view, typically the side of the face with the eyes on, where it's more of the side view, that's the eyes typically going to be a little larger than the one on the other side. So that'll be this side where the side view is, where you can see the ear. So let's go ahead and start with the ear as well. And again, this is the middle of the line, so or the middle of the head, so the ear is going to be approximately right there. Alright, and then let's go ahead and do the eyes. Some pretty normal looking eyes. Alright, and then let's go ahead and give him a nose again. As I mentioned before in other views, the nose ends approximately where the end of the circle is, so I still kept this line for that. I'm not really liking that. Alright, and then let's go ahead and give him a mouth as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and fix this a little bit. So he looks like he's looking upwards instead of having some weird eyes. Because originally I was planning just him looking right, but then I thought I'll add the looking up towards someone too. Well, I guess I'll keep it the same. Alright, I'm going to add a neck. Alright. And then let's go ahead and give him his mouth. and I erased it a little bit, but then you can still see the guideline right here. So just make sure like the mouth is like equally spaced between both of them. So here's the center of the mouth, about halfway between the chin and the nose again. And then something I normally do is add a line under there just to show a little bit of shadow. And then let's go ahead and continue with the eyebrows, and we're gonna make them a little bit more ticked off this time. And let's go move a little bit more downward. And let's go ahead and define the cheekbone a little bit right here. So we're gonna dip that part a little bit. Alright. And then now that we're done with that, let's go ahead and get rid of some of these guidelines that we don't really need anymore. And I really wish drawing in real life was like drawing in Photoshop, where you can just add another layer and ignore the rest of these lines, but fortunately it's not like that. And let's go ahead and add a little bump here for the eyebrow. Alright, and then let's go ahead and start with the hairlines again. Right there. Alright. Go ahead and get rid of these guidelines. Alright, and then let's go ahead and give them some hair. How do I want to do this? Alright, and before I forget, feedback. If there's anything I could do to improve my tutorials, like should I fix the lighting, should I use a darker pencil or something, really anything that can help you, or anything that can help make these videos easier, these tutorials easier to watch. Alright, let's go ahead and draw details in the ears. I keep forgetting that. I normally don't do it though, mainly because I'm a little lazy. And I normally draw full body characters, and when I do that, I normally don't need to go into the details, so something like that, the ears. Alright, and there you have it. Three-dimensional view of a character, looking more towards that direction. And that's gonna wrap it up for this video. In the next video, we're gonna be covering body proportions and how to draw bodies. And thanks for watching. And again, please leave feedback on how I can improve my videos. And that's gonna be all for this tutorial. Chewy signing out.